Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever this video may find you. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl G's Louise, back with another message, trying to get back on track. Definitely fell off. I want to talk to you ladies about prison relationships. When you have a relationship with someone, there's all kinds of different connections, right? There's, toxic ones, codependencies, there's romantic connections. It's all kind of different ways you can connect, right? When you find yourself connecting to someone in prison, I'm not saying don't connect. Don't ignore the connection. I'm not saying turn your back on them. I'm not even saying not to do it. What I am saying is for you to practice reservation, to maintain a certain level of distance as far as how far you're willing to go and how close you become to them, because I'm gonna give you an equivalent to when you attach yourself to someone in prison that you love. Like if you fall so deep in love with somebody in prison, or you don't set up healthy boundaries, and you literally go all in. And there's a lot of you on the channel is probably like, oh, this is a no-brainer, or yeah, we already know that. It's a common story. So many ways you could put this thing. Like, you supposed to know that. Everybody knows. But there's a lot of people that don't know. It's a lot of people that come from pure heart spaces. It's a lot of people that don't always view people like they're bad people. A lot of people don't always say, well, you in prison. If you in prison, then you a fucked up nigga or a fucked up bitch. A lot of people don't look at it like that. So therefore they need this video. They need this talk, because it is really important that you set up healthy boundaries on dealing with people in prison. And that, even if it's your brother, your cousin, your sister, it's worse when it's a romantic relationship. Just know that. But it's definitely still an issue if it's a family member, because you don't know this motherfucker no more. I don't care how much you think you know them, how much y'all kept in touch, how much you talk to them every day, because honestly, they're not even showing you all of their sides anyway. They're in prison. So they're not going to get on the phone unless they just completely ape shit crazy. They're not going to get on the phone and show you they rah-rah side or they bad side, or and reveal to you what their agenda is, because we already know if a snake want to bite you, he ain't going to tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, I'm about to bite you. He ain't going to give you a heads up so you can run. Why would you do that? So this is the equivalent to that. A person in prison, and this you don't even have to be in prison to be like this. You could actually be in a mental prison. But I'm speaking specifically about people that are locked up and have done time, long bids. Okay? Anything over 5 years. 4 years, 3 years is too long. All them years is too long to be in prison. Nobody should want to be, nobody wants to be there, you know? It's something that you deal with, you know, when the cards are dealt. You make certain decisions in life, and it comes with certain consequences. It is what it is, but specifically, I feel like anywhere over 4 to 5 years and up. The level of mental beatdown that these individuals encounter is beyond what you can imagine if you've never been to prison. A person that went to prison would automatically be like, yeah, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? It on their end, on their side of the track, oh, this is the way the game go. You manipulate people, you throw out all kinds of bait everywhere across the board and see who gonna bite. Now those for the real, the ones that done mastered how to mentally get through this time. Because to be perfectly honest, you have to become a beast to deal with beasts. That's logical. You would like to hope that when they came in contact with a pure heart or somebody that really shows a genuine care for them, that they would know how to turn that off and on. But you can't expect that. You can't expect that because you don't know who you're dealing with. Even if you talk to them every day. Even if you think you know them. Even if you used to know them. You need to know something. You could talk to them, but you need to create a boundary that's going to allow you to deal with them in a way where it doesn't cloud your judgment, number one. Number two, to where you're willing to go all in with their transition when they come home. That's something that you need to leave up to the family. And even when you're doing, even if you are the family member, like if you're in a romantic connection with them, then most definitely do not assist in their transition as far as letting them come to your home, bringing them into your circle. No matter if you knew them before, you still have to take in consideration the amount of time that has lapsed in between you all being around each other and knowing one another. If you're a family member and you're dealing directly with someone that has been in prison for a lot of years, you also need to understand there needs to be some healthy boundaries set up. Do not allow them, don't let them come home and lead, if that makes sense. Like you watching them to see, well, you ready? You think you're ready to do this? And you think you're ready? Nah, they used to structure for however many years, X amount of years they've been locked up. So there's no fucking way they know what the fuck they want or what they're doing or what, nothing. They haven't been out here. So you just watching to see what they're gonna do, and nah, you need to have a plan. Everybody need to sit down. This is the plan. And usually when you're in a romantic relationship and you try to do or set them type of things in place, they're automatically gonna take that like you're trying to control them. You're automatically gonna lose them just off of just trying to put in place some type of plan. So romantic, definitely don't deal with somebody in prison. You can talk to them. You can send them a couple dollars if it don't hurt your pockets. You could write them letters. You could send them things. You could think of them. Show them that you love them. But involving your heart, your heart space, letting them get into your mind space, taking over your life and shit, that should be an automatic no. Keep your distance, because it's equivalent to an adult trying to date a young child. They don't know. They don't know. They need guidance. And when, I don't know if you ever seen that movie Big, when Big wanted to be big. I mean, he was a kid and he was at a fair or a circus or something. And he wanted to be an adult because he was tired of people telling him what to do. So he made a wish and he was like, well, I want to be big. I want to be grown this year. So when he made the wish, the universe, whatever, it made it happen. So he became big. But he was a kid trapped inside of a grown person body. How you doing? Good morning. He was a kid trapped inside of a grown person body. So it was like, when he was dating women and just shit, they starting to realize, like, damn, he's fine. He look good. I'm dating him and shit. But he ain't goddamn all there up here. But he's just a kid, though. So when you're dating a person in prison, or you even had somebody in prison that you was with, and they had to go away and you held them down and they came back out, I don't care. They need space. And it all is judged off of different characters. Everybody's different. Not everybody's bad. And not everybody's going to try to do something to harm you. But what I'm trying to get at is they probably don't ever mean to hurt these people. They just come home and they be lost in the sauce. But they pretend that they're not. Because they don't want nobody to know that they lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to admit that. Instead of crashing and admitting that, going within, a lot of them front. A lot of them pretend like they got it all together. A lot of them use substances, drugs, alcohol, and shit like that, sex, to get them through whatever it is that they're going through, because they feel like they're the only ones. They don't want nobody to know and shit. Man, ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing you going through that another motherfucker ain't heard of or went through that you can't talk about it and get it out and try to resolve it. It's but they don't know that, is what I'm getting at. So you got to protect you. You got to protect you and your environment and your family and your household. Again, I'm not saying they're going to come out and be on no mass murder and shit and try to do something to you. But you can get hurt when you're expecting certain things and it don't go that way. Because even though they said they want to build a business, even though they said they want to come out here and do this and that, they not. 9 times out of 10, they're going to change their mind within the first month or two. And then here you are, caught in a crossfire of what they got going on. And you ain't even, you a pure heart just trying to help. You just trying to assist them because you love them, you adore them, whatever. You're trying to help them in their transitions out of their hell. And then you become a part of the whole hurt. Because hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. They sabotage good people. They take advantage of good people. The only thing that keeps their attention is toxic motherfuckers. If you a good person and you coming from a pure space, it's too easy. They gonna walk all over your ass. Just to be honest, they gonna walk all over your ass. So, and it's not like, again, I'm not saying that they plot this. Some of them do though. Please know, some of them do. But not all of them do. And they don't even know what they want. They've been living in their head for the last X amount of years, trying to fantasize and manifest things. And they manifest things without even knowing it. We all do. And if you're in prison and you're alone a lot, you have a lot of time to fantasize, a lot of time to manifest. And how many times have you wanted something, and once you got it, you ain't want it no more? Huh? How many times that happened to you? How many times did you fantasize about having something? It could be a thing. It could be a person. How many times did you do that? And then when you got it, you're like, oh. You don't, it's like you take it for granted. Or you just realize that maybe you didn't want that because you didn't know how it felt to have it. So once you got to feel it, like, you like, oh, like niggas in the industry. A bad bitch is a dime a dozen. Like, a bitch that got a fat ass that's beautiful, beautiful face, beautiful teeth, pretty hair. They're everywhere. So it's like, it's like they take it for granted versus a nigga that doesn't come a dime a dozen to him. He'll value it more. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman where every nigga want her. She's ungrateful. So she's like, oh, you ain't good enough. Or, they just, and they don't say that out their mouths. But actions speak louder than words. All day. So, you got to understand that if you want to deal with somebody in prison, by all means, be my guest. But all the statistics, all the shit they say, yeah, it's true. It's true. All that shit is true. And you got to keep your boundaries up. Because if that person wants you, they will be with you no matter what on the outside. But you got to give them time and room to see that. Don't wait. Don't jump into that shit. Like, I'm telling you, I did that shit. And that shit crushed my whole motherfucking world. It crushed my whole world. And I'm not even the type of chick that don't catch shit like that. Like, I really believed that this person genuinely cared and we had the same goals. And I was willing to just jump all in and go all in and pursue these goals. And I wasn't practicing reservation, because what would have been the difference if I just waited? The difference would have been I would have been able to see, because somebody can't sustain a lie but so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, children don't know what they want, right? So there's certain things, like kids, like my niece, she's 5. She'd be like, oh, yeah, I want pizza. But then she'd be like, You might get a pizza. And then, like, if you don't know her or know how to deal with a 5-year-old, you could get got by a 5-year-old. Because the 5-year-old will have your ass running around getting them different shit. Like, no, I was just playing. I wanted fries. It's like, oh, okay. Well, all right. So I get you fries. These aren't the fries my mom gets me. I don't know. You know, it's like they don't fucking know what they want. That's why you're the parent. You telling them what the fuck they gonna eat. They don't make them type of decisions. But, you know, if you ain't used to dealing with a 5-year-old, your ass can get bamboozled, okay? And before you know it, y'all be done went to every goddamn fast food restaurant in Charlotte trying to get them to eat. No. So, moving along, a man or a woman in prison, you would think that when they come out, they know what they want right now. And again, I'm not speaking for all men and all women that are in prison. Some men and women utilize their time the right way. But I'm still saying, even those people that utilize their time in the right way, those people still may come out and want pizza, but then change their mind and want motherfucking French fries. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't invest all of you into something that's so shaky, that has no foundation. They have lost important pieces when it comes to overall growth. While we're out here moving along and going along with our lives, you know, learning how to coexist, learning how to love, learning what we want, what we don't want. While we doing that, they're missing that. Because your freedom is an important piece to growth. And if you don't have that, how are you going to grow properly? Because you're growing inside of a prison. It's like trying to grow, like a plant trying to grow in a box. There's not options in the box. You know, there's a little bit of option. And whatever options are given, that's the ones you could take advantage of. But then there's a cap off, you know? And even out here, there's cap offs. But for the most part, it's really not. It's really not a cap off out here. How you doing? Good morning. They like me or something, huh? They like me. Curious. Who is she? Who's that girl? Who is it? Jersey and Matt. Hey, Jersey and Matt. But, yeah, like, I'm telling you. And I'm not saying that I'm taking them off the hook for their bullshit that they pull when they come out here and they break hearts and they break kids' hearts, you know. But they hurt. So hurt people. And again, they missed one of the most important pieces to overall human growth, and which is freedom. You have to be free in order to explore your options, to know what you want in life. People that are bound to the hood life, stay in the hood all day, ain't sitting on the porch. Don't take it wrong, I call it porch monkeys, because we just sit on the porch, smoke cigarettes, bum cigarettes off each other, bum quarters, dollars. We're not exploring nothing outside of this porch. You just sitting on the porch. What we gonna eat today? You know, you making the smallest decisions you can make in life. What you gonna eat? How you gonna pay your rent today or next week? The light's about to be cut off. You know, your mentality is about this big. So you're not able to expand the way you need to, if that makes sense. You know? So that's a mental prison. There's physical prison, then there's mental prison. And some people choose mentally to jump off the porch. They do. That's why when Kanye had the whole world mad, I fuck with Kanye. Just for the record. Had the whole goddamn world mad when he said slavery's a choice. But now it definitely is. You know, because we didn't grow up in the slavery that they speak about in our history. So you're still choosing to be in a mental prison. You don't have to be there. Jump off the porch. But see, with them being in a physical prison, they're unable to properly grow and understand what it is they want. So, in turn, they're going off of magazines, things that they seen in their lifetime. You know, they're going through.
They got to watch you go by.
Okay. So they're you know, thinking all these things up in their head about what they think they want. Like when you see a commercial, that's why them kids be like, oh, I just want this. I want pizza. Probably ain't never had pizza. How you know if you want it till you have it? Then once you have it, you like, I don't really want that. I don't really like that. Right? So you being a woman or a man trying to please an inmate, you will lose your motherfucking mind. Just like as if you were trying to feed a 5-year-old that doesn't know what the fuck they want. Okay? And I'm doing this video because I don't want you to lose your motherfucking mind. Because you will. You will. You for real will. If you fall real hard and invest real deep into someone that has been in prison for X amount of years, you will lose every time. You just will. And I know there's success stories, but those success stories, you have to understand you don't know what happened behind the scenes. Number one. Number two, there was a lot of things that man or woman had to deal with that you didn't see. And some people are willing to deal with more than others. You know? I can't, my heart can't take but so much. So I chose to cut everything off. You know? I can't deal with just things keep happening. I can't deal with that. So I make sure that now I cut everything off. Everything is cut off. So that way I'm not affected. Because there's things that they're going to do that will affect you because you're invested. But if you're no longer invested, it can't affect you. You see what I'm saying? And again, to some, this is a no-brainer. But this is for the people that it wasn't. And this is for the people that really, really genuinely love someone that had to go through a hell here on earth. You know, they went through a lot. And in turn, they're just lost, you know what I'm saying? So they're out here trying to figure out what it is that they want because they don't know. And they're going to tell you they know. They're going to tell you they know. They're going to make you feel like that they know. But they don't. They don't. And until they're strong enough to admit that to you, you need to detach. You need to allow them to move how they want. And even, but babe, because I know what I want. That's like a crackhead saying, I promise I ain't going to smoke crack tomorrow. They're going to smoke crack tomorrow. Like, don't believe them. You gotta choose you. Practice discernment. Understand who you are. Make sure that you have healthy boundaries set in place. And if you are a family member, you have to make sure that you are setting in a structure because that's all they're used to. You're re-raising them. You know what I'm saying? they don't know what the fuck they want, and they gonna fucking hurt everybody who they come in contact with. They used to manipulating and lying and saying shit just to get what they need and all that shit. They used to that. That's the environment they coming from. It's cutthroat. So if you pure and you really genuine just want to show love, I'm here to let you know. You can't do that. Not right away. You can do it. You can love them. I'm not saying don't love them and all that shit. Don't get it twisted. Because I love the person that hurt me unconditionally. But I don't love them more than I love myself. So I had to make sure that I took myself out the equation. Because if I didn't, like I said, you will lose your motherfucking mind trying to please an inmate. I swear to God. It is what it is. And I don't make up shit. This shit really is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to just sit around and make shit the fuck up. Okay? I'm telling you what it is, what I know. And I'm telling you this because I care, number one. And number two, we all in this together. Okay? I'm signing off. Until next time, I wish you peace, health, wealth, and the time to enjoy them all.